What's up, everyone? It is Monday, January 13th, 2024. This is the MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin. That's my co-host here, Mr. Big Marcel. Appreciate you guys sticking with us. We weren't able to do the show on Sunday, but we're here Monday night to do the podcast. We'll be with you guys for the next about 2 hours, I guess, Marcel. We'll do the recap and we'll do the preview. How you doing, man?
Yeah, all good, man. How about you?
Not bad. You look sleepy, though, dude. Like, everything okay?
I haven't slept, so I don't know.
Why? You didn't sleep at all?
Yeah, I did, but not like just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you look tired, man. You're breaking all that news, dude. It's exhausting, right?
yeah,
So all these last second mix-ups at UFC 311 this week. A couple of fights got changed. We'll talk about that in the next show, though. We'll do the recap first. Get to the comments. We got our boy Joe in the chat. What's up, Joe? Yeah, your Eagles look good, man. I mean, they could win the Super Bowl, Joe. It's very possible. So we'll see how they go. Marcel, I say we just get into the recap. We'll get through it, and yeah, we got Tristan in the chat too. It was a great card, I thought. So let's get into it, Marcel. I thought the card was great, honestly. Like, I think that it was a card that, we talked about last week, Marcel, like, looked okay on paper. I thought it turned out to be a really good card. Lots of finishes, lots of fun fights. Like, there was multiple fights you could have given Fight of the Night to. Lots of bonuses that could have been given out. They only gave out the typical four. But I thought it was a really good card, man. What did you think of it?
Yeah, man, very decent card. I liked it. Kind of annoyed by some referee interventions, but overall, like a good card, So, yeah.
What would you give it out of 10?
7.5.
Yeah, I think I honestly would probably give it an 8. I think it was a really good card. Again, it's these cards, Marcel, where for me, like, look, going into it, I'm like, oh, it's okay, but it turned out to be better than I thought. So I guess maybe that's why I get a bonus point from me. Let's go to the chat here. We also got True in the chat. What's up, man? Sign Collectibles. What's up? Yeah, Joe, you like the card. I'll give you credit, Joe. You were the one sitting in the chat saying last week it was going to be good, and it turned out to be a really good card. So I say let's get into Marcel. We'll recap the card. Picks wise, I mean, I had a pretty good night. I went 10-4. I did call Mackenzie Dern in the main event, so that was a good pick. We'll start with that, Marcel here. I really liked her in the rematch. I think she's been making a ton of improvements. I didn't expect to finish, though. I'll tell you that. Like, I thought it was going to be a decision. The fight was kind of going that way. It was kind of trending towards a decision, and then with 4 seconds left in round 3, gets an armbar, taps on Amanda Ribas in the rematch. Biggest win of her career, probably, for Mackenzie Dern. And honestly, Marcel keeps her kind of like near the top of the division. It's a huge win for her. For Amanda, it's a tough loss. She's lost 3 of her last 4 fights. I still think she's a pretty decent fighter, but I do think she's on a bit of a decline now, whereas, I mean, Dern looks like she's made serious improvements, man, overall. So, yeah, it was a competitive fight for the first couple of rounds, but that armbar was nasty. So what'd you think of it, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, it was like I think Dern did pretty well, better than I expected, to be honest, I thought the jiu-jitsu would cancel each other out a little bit, you know what I mean? And yeah, I think Dern was just like when she went for it, like went for the submission. She tried earlier, but she didn't have a lot of time anymore left. But I mean, Ribas didn't do bad, but overall Dern was better in the fight, I think. And yeah, man, she got the finish, but she's in a super weird spot, She almost fought everybody above her, So only not Tatiana Suarez, obviously, and the champ. But she also said like she doesn't want a title fight yet. She needs one more. I don't know who you match her up with, man. I mean, a lot of girls are already booked in the division. She fought so many already, so I don't know where it puts her right now. But yeah, sure. At least she won her last couple of fights. She looked good against Godinez in Abu Dhabi last time, and she looked good this time. Yeah. So yeah, good for her.
She's in a weird spot for sure because, like you said, she's fought like all the girls above her, and she's lost to them all too, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'll tell you, I would like to see her fight Tatiana Suarez at some point.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be next. I do think Verna would be next, but Mackenzie did beat Verna too, right? A couple of years ago. So here's the other thing, Marcel. Let's be honest. Sex sells, right? She has that sex factor, and people tune in to watch her fight. That's why she's in the main event. And I mean, you could say the same for Ribas, but she lost the fight. With Dern, it's like, I think they could sell her as a contender, even though she's lost to some of those top girls, like Andrade, Lemos, etc. Although the Lemos fight was pretty close, I guess. I don't know. She's in a weird spot right now. I think maybe, if Suarez loses, they could do that fight. But if Suarez loses, I don't even know if she fights again, to be honest with you. Like, she barely fights as it is, and she loses her title shot. Like, how how many fights is she going to have left in her career? So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't even mind a rematch with Jandiroba, to be honest, Marcel. Like that wouldn't be bad either. But I also feel like Verda kind of deserves a title shot next too. So she's in a weird spot, Mackenzie. She's not in a bad spot, just a weird spot.
I'm hearing fair enough something in the works, so I don't think it will be Dern. But
would that be Janan? Would that be the fight that you?
That's what I'm hearing that they're working on, but that's not official, guys. So
yeah, but that makes sense though, right? Too, because Jan is ranked 2, Verna's ranked 3. Yeah, I'm just looking at the division. Like Dern fought down in this fight against Amanda, who was ranked a little bit lower than her, although she had the win over her, so it made sense. I don't know. We'll see what they do, but yeah, I think she's not in a bad spot, guys. Like she coming off a nasty submission win. That's what you want to see. So I think she's made some good improvements. Let's get some comments here. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, maybe if Lemos is fighting Lucindo, right? Maybe if Lucindo wins, I say they can do that fight because that's a fresh fight, you know. But,
it is.
I mean,
it is. I just kind of feel like they kind of have to push Mackenzie right now because she's not super young either, man. She's going to be 32 this year. It's not old by any means, but it's not like she's 25. So I think coming off this win, they'll want to push her high. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I wouldn't be completely shocked if she did get a title shot, man. I know it sounds crazy because she's lost to these top girls like Andrade, Lemos, especially if Suarez wins. To be honest, Marcel, that's an interesting fight. I think she would I favor Suarez? Yes, but I think Dern gives her an interesting fight. Zhang, I think, destroys Dern, but I think Dern even said that this week. She's like, I hope Suarez wins because that's an easier fight for me. I think she even said that this week, right? So we'll see what happens. All right, couple comments here. We got Antoine, what's up, man? Octon updates. True, trending to Ribas winning decision. I didn't see the fight that way at all. I think Dern was going to be up 2-1. Maybe she would have lost 2 rounds. I don't know. It seemed like Dern was the right side though, man. I got to be honest. Do you think the cameraman was hitting the side? There's angles on purpose, most likely.
I think you're just trying to look at that, Antoine. You know what I mean? So that's why it was so obvious for you.
Octon update says Adam and fart cell.
He always does that.
Is he? Lazy Bever's up, man. Tristan, Vernon's improved as well. Vernon Jandiroba. I mean, I don't mind it, but again, Marcel's saying he's hearing Jan and Jandiroba. He's not official. That's what Marcel heard. So it doesn't make sense. Go ahead.
Octagon updates is a certain someone, but then the table version. But I left it right there.
Do you think Amanda goes back to 125, or do you think she stays at 115?
She wants to stay at 115. That's what I got told. She wanted to make a run there, and she feels better at 115. You know, she only took the 125 fights because she had something to gain from it. You know, and that she thought like, if I win this one, I'm going bigger at the top. You know, but she wants to stay at 115. So it's a really, I have the fight. The last really sucks for her. You know,
I know what fight she should take next. It's pretty obvious too. I think. You can guess. I think it's pretty obvious what they're going to do.
You want me to guess? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's obvious to me.
Lupi Godinez?
Yeah. Because they're both coming off a loss to Mackenzie. It just makes sense. They're going to do that next. They always do that.
Stop being like you're like fucking Sean Shelby or McMahon, dude. They always are like that. I know. You know,
that's why I knew it as well. Fought each other. They always do that. You know,
they always love the triangle fights. You know what I mean?
Love it.
Yeah.
They fucking love it. Antoine, it felt bad. Oh, you're saying I felt bad for Ribas, but if Dern wins the belt, they can have a shoulder. Yeah, and I mean, again, I don't know if Dern will win the belt, but I think she'll end up fighting for it, guys. Like again, she can be promoted really easily. You know, she's marketable. Like we'll just say it. That's our word of the day, Marcel, marketable. So
I mean, as long as Adam lives, Mackenzie always has a place to sit on. You know, on his face.
Where's Bobby Green when you need him, man? Where is he?
Now, watch for Antonio Tricoli coming after you, dude.
I'm not, dude. She's got that dog now. I'm not going anywhere near her, bro. That dog's gonna eat you. That thing is huge.
Did you saw the picture they made on media day where the dog was next to her and then the cameraman walked behind her? It's like something like the dog is here. It's like, yeah, you're not making that picture because the dog is there. Dude.
Yeah. That's funny. Anyways, yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, she's in a good spot. All right, let's go back to the card. All right. By the way, that was performance of the night, and obviously she deserved it. I mean, there's no doubt. You know, you submitted Amanda Heap. Has Amanda even been submitted before?
No, first time.
Right? Yeah, like that's impressive. So, Bobby said he's booked. Okay.
Yeah, he said he answered the call.
He's gonna fight Antonio Tricoli, and the winner gets to date Mackenzie Dern, or is Antonio not with her anymore? Anyways,
I think Antonio is fighting Mansour Abdul Malik, right?
Oh, that's right. He's gonna get destroyed. That's a
Yeah.
bad fight for the guy. All right, let's go to the co-main event. I know you didn't like the stoppage in this fight. Santiago Ponzinibbio finishes Carlston Harris third round. I picked Ponzinibbio. You picked Ponzinibbio too, didn't you? I think we
Yeah, I
both did,
did.
right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
both did.
I mean, the first round was sketchy, right? He gets dropped.
Yeah.
Didn't look good. Didn't look good, man. Wasn't looking right. And then as the fight went on, he had the superior cardio. I think that was the difference. I would say gets the finish. And Carlston Harris has been knocked out a few times. This one, the stoppage was a little sketch, but bro, he was getting battered around the cage. I would have let it go on a little bit. I think it was Kerry Hatley was the ref. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have let it go on a little bit more, but at the same time, like he did get dropped. He was wobbling everywhere. He was getting hit a lot. He wasn't really fighting back. Like I don't think it was the worst stoppage in the world, but I don't think it was a great one either. It kind of was like the Cannonier and Imavov fight, right? A little bit like that. I know they like to err on the side of caution for fighter safety, but I would have liked to have seen them go a little bit more longer. So
I mean, Kerry Hatley didn't have that for Bobby Green against Jalen Turner, so I don't know what's up with that. So, I mean, Ponzinibbio was also wobbly in the first round, So give Harris also the chance. I don't think Harris was going to get out of it. No, I think Ponzinibbio was going to finish the fight anyways. But at the same time, you got to give him the opportunity, in my opinion. He didn't give him that, And also, I think Ponzinibbio said in his post-fight like that it was stopped a little early. So, and you also don't give him the opportunity. You take away a little bit of the shine from the fighter who's finishing the fight. You know what I mean? Because also Ponzinibbio didn't got a bonus for this one.
Yeah.
And maybe if he knocks him out clean,
it could have been fight of the night. I think it was a really good fight. I don't know.
It was. I think it was the second best fight of the night. I think the right fight of the night got the fight of the night, in my opinion. So
I'll be honest with you, I would have given up 4 performance bonuses instead. I mean, there were so many finishes on this card, but yeah, we'll talk about that fight in a second. Have any of you guys want to talk? Yeah, I've grown up with dogs my whole life. My family has 2 dogs.
A hot dog.
Yeah. You ever had a dog, like an actual dog, though, or no?
No, only a hot dog.
You've had a lot of those, I'm sure. Anyways, let's get back to the card. Knockout of the year so far. Cesar Almeida destroys Abdul Razak Al Hassan, sends him to the Shadow Realm. Another crazy fight, really. I mean, Abdul had the early knockdown, and then Cesar got back up, and they were swinging bombs, and then Cesar just completely caught him with a nasty punch and put him out cold. And Abdul was down for a while, Marcel. He was down until the commercial break. They brought it back, and he was still like he couldn't stand up. It was nasty. Gets a rightful bonus for Cesar Almeida, a guy that I've liked since I saw him a contender. Still relatively green in MMA, 7-1 record. He's an older guy. He's going to be 36, he'll be 37 actually in a few months. 3-1 in the UFC now. 1 loss to Kobilov by a split decision. Although I think he clearly lost that fight, but I mean the guy's fucking dangerous on the feet, right? So amazing knockout. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Abdul went to social media and he's like, "I got greedy," And he got greedy. He left his chin open,
Oh yeah.
While because he was like winning, But he went for the kill and he got killed himself. Yeah, man, good win for Almeida. I mean, that was like a very nasty knockout. It was like it was stiff as a board. Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Great win for him. Good. I would say, listen, I know he won his last fight against Poteria, but good bounce back because that wasn't a great fight, against Poteria with a lot of fouls. And this is a beautiful knockout. Good for him. Abdul Razak Al Hassan. I mean, is he 40 already? 39, 40?
He's going to be 40 in this year.
So. Yeah, man, the dude looks like he's 25 or something, but he is like he is 40 actually. So bad for his chin probably. We'll see how he comes back,
I would give him another fight, though, honestly. His fights are always exciting.
Yeah,
they can't cut this guy. I wouldn't cut him. They can. I mean, he's lost, 3 of his last 5 fights. The one no contest. He should have won that fight with Cody. But, I mean, Marcel, if you're looking for a fun fight to put on any fight night card, you can't go wrong with this guy. And,
that's why he's on the main card.
Yeah. I would keep him on the roster. I wouldn't cut him. You can't keep Cody Burns on the roster and get rid of this guy. That wouldn't make any sense. So, nasty knockout. I mean, you should take time off, obviously, but maybe come back later this year. I get it, guys. I mean, usually I'm on they're older. They should, coming off a knockout loss, it's not good. But I'm not saying he'll even win his next fight. But I think, as a fan, I want to see him fight because I think he's exciting to watch. So
they're both bad, Tristan. They were both bad.
Let's get some comments. Yeah, he did. John said he should retire. He might. He might, but I think he'll fight again. There's the thing is you have to remember with Razak, guys. He lost was it 4 years of his career due to like false rape
Yeah,
allegations,
2
something
or
like
3
that.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, he lost a long time in his career. So he is going to be 40, but I also feel like he didn't take that damage in those 4 years. He's kind of making up for it now, though, is he not, Marcel? So
Yeah, he took other damage, which wasn't like which
psychological damage for sure.
Yeah.
When Razak left Octo, he couldn't stand up. I know. What was worse, this or Chaos? The Chaos one was just kind of similar, right? He was stiff as a board too. Just bet against Abdul lose by knockout.
I mean, you got knockouts, and those were 2 very bad knockouts. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Where's Chaos Williams, by the way? Does he have a fight booked or no?
I have no idea, man.
I like Chaos, man. He's good. Yeah, Joe. That was crazy. They talked about. Yeah, it was nuts. All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. That was another great fight here. Roman Kopylov defeats Chris Kurtz by 3rd round knockout. 1 second left in the last round with a head kick. So it was a great fight. It was back and forth. First round, Kopylov. Second round, Chris Curtis. Third round, competitive, but Kopylov laying the better shots, I think. And then with 1 second left, lands a head kick that wobbles Chris Curtis. He falls down, and referees Mark Smith stops the fight. I'm fine with the stoppage, by the way. He was knocked out. Like, yes, it was 1 second left, but I'm fine with it. I know you weren't, but I'm fine with it. Go ahead.
I mean, was he going to lose on the scorecards? Yes, he was going to lose 2-1 in the scorecards, even if it didn't get called. But, I mean, the anger by Curtis was like his corner thought he was up 2-0. He wasn't up 2-0, but that's what they thought, I think listen, man, the thing is, if Kopylov kicks him and he goes after him, I'm cool with the stoppage probably. Kopylov kicks him and he walks away, And Curtis is like, he's definitely tagged, and he's like, he was a knockout, he was, and it was still 1, 2, 3 seconds ago, I thought it was a bad stoppage by Mark Smith. I mean, would it change after? No, it wasn't a knockout. Wasn't a knockout.
How was he not knocked out, dude? He was down on the ground. He was wobbling. He couldn't even stand up straight. Like, he was out.
It was a TKO. It was then a stick. That's not a knockout, dude. He wasn't flatlined. That's not a knockout. Come on, you should know better.
He has to. I just disagree with you on this one, man. Like, I don't think the time. I think the time is the thing you're talking about. Because if this was like a minute left, you wouldn't have called the fight.
No.
All right.
I would, and also this is for me almost similar as Overeem against Rosenstruck. I don't know if you remember.
That's a knockout too.
No, that was also not a knockout. He got knocked down, from a very hard punch, and Rosenstruck walks away with 4 seconds to go. Miragliotta actually looks at Overeem, and he stops it because Rosenstruck walks away. And because he saw the cut here on the lip. That's why he stopped it.
So I'm guessing you also think that Magomed didn't tap out to Paul Craig because there was a second left, right?
100% in the tap out. He tapped out. 100%.
I'm just trolling you there. I'm trolling with that one. But yeah, I mean, for me, like, the time doesn't matter. I think he was done.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Now, I think he would have lost anyways, though, right? Like, there's no way they would have given that third round to Kopylov, right? I mean, sorry, they would have given it to Kopylov because
2 knockdowns almost. 1 knockdown and 1.
Yeah, with the knockdown late in the fight too, like that swung into him. It was competitive. It was a great fight, though. I think we both said it would be like competitive. We didn't say it would be a blowout. For Roman, I mean, does this get him ranked? Does this get him a top 15 ranking?
I don't know, man. I mean, the thing with Roman is he got his chance against Hernandez last time, and he lost that fight pretty clearly. Then he won, just got by against Almeida because it wasn't a great fight. Now he beats Curtis. The problem is Curtis wasn't ranked anymore, man. He got out of the rankings, I think, like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So he's close to the rankings. Right. Maybe he got somebody ranked. Does he get ranked? I don't know.
Just looking at, I agree with that. I'm just looking at it right now. Like, he could fight Michelle Pajea, who's number 15. I don't think they fought before. They could do that. And also, where the hell is Jack Hermanson? Where is he? Like, he's not fighting very much, and he's still ranked 12.
He's apparently searching for Gregor Gillespie, but he hasn't found him yet.
Paul Acosta, too. I mean, Paul's ranked number 11. He has no wins ranked. He should not be ranked, Paul Acosta. Would you keep him ranked if you were a ranking panelist?
Oh, I would let him go to the PFL.
Yeah, he should go to or whatever, Bellator. That's what I don't know what they're doing now. Like, it seems like it's just Bellator now. Do you think they'll let Mark Smith go? No. I know Mark Smith's not a huge fan of him. I don't think he's the best ref, but I don't think they'll let him go.
Bro,
by the way, I agree. Sorry, go ahead.
2 referees I really can't stand. It's like Chris Tognoni and Mark Smith.
Both in Vegas. Kind of KO changed you like Antonio Brown get hit by Vontaze Burfict. Yeah, and that was crazy, that hit. It was the newer glove. So here's the thing. So I think the UFC's lying to everyone. I'm going to say that right now. That's my theory. They're telling like journalists like Alex Mahunin, our good friend here, well, we need more of the old gloves, basically, they're saying. they're lying. They have too many of the new gloves. They want to use them.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Trust me.
Of course.
Yeah, and they're not going to say that, but they bought probably thousands of the gloves, and they're not going to like throw them in the garbage. So they want to use them up for these fight night cards.
And we are also differ on this, but I still don't buy the crap like that. These gloves are less knockout.
You know what? I'm not saying you're wrong by any means, because the thing is, like, the matchmaking was kind of bad last year.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
The thing is, like, again, I am a numbers guy. Nate Ladshaw, I think that's his name, right? From Twitter. He had the numbers. Yeah. The UFC saw those. I mean, they didn't even reference it. I think he did reference it.
He did.
They saw the study, but I think the sample size was small, and I did say that too a bunch of times. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Because I remember the card was the New York card where they went back to the old ones with John Jones, and then you had like Oban Elliott, that crazy knockout, and then there was Ramiz Brahma had the crazy knockout, and everyone's like, "Oh God!" And now you go to this card, and it's like crazy knockout. So
I mean, so does it? I mean, with the New York loss, maybe the same thing happens. You know what I mean? So that's
I fucking don't even know. I just know that they want to use up their stock before they buy the old ones again. Paul, what's up, man? Glad to have you here. All right, let's go to the next fight. Austin Bashi kind of gets exposed here against Christian Rodriguez. I think it was kind of a bad performance, man. I mean, he had no plan B. Like, if he couldn't get the takedown, he was screwed on the feet. He had no stand up at all. I know you're really high in this guy. I'm not so high on him anymore, man. I'm not completely writing him off.
You were as well.
I was, but not as much as you.
Okay.
He's 20 because, like, you even said on this show, you're like, he was the best fighter on Contender Series last year. Best prospect.
Yeah, I thought so. One of the best, and definitely maybe the best. Yeah.
He could still have a good career, but man, his stand up just doesn't look ready to me. And because again, Marcel, if you can't get, because on the ground, obviously he's super good. I mean, we know that, but in this fight against Christian Rodriguez, Christian was able to defend a lot of the takedowns, and on the feet was far superior striker. We've seen Christian Rodriguez do this in the past. I wasn't sure. I wasn't buying it because, again, at featherweight, I wasn't sure how effective it would be, but he got a little bit bigger, man. He got stronger and looked good in this fight. So, hats off to Christian Rodriguez, man. I picked Austin Bashi. He was one of my best bets this week on bookies. I also had Dern and Karasketer, so I went 2-1. And I had an underdog pick in the main event, but this one sunk me a little bit. So, yeah, tough one here, man. But he'll be back. I mean, he's going to win fights in the UFC. But, again, I just think very one-dimensional.
By the way, I mean, listen, C-Rod, he's super – I think he's a very decent fighter, He has now four undefeated on his record. Maybe
the Cameron Simon, Raul Rosas, and Isaac Bulgarian. Yeah. Although I don't think he won that fight.
Yeah, the Bulgarian is a little bit like iffy, But at the same time, I mean, it's impressive what he did. His striking was much better than Bashi's, and I think Bashi on the ground, it was okay, but he couldn't do it. And this is the thing. Like, listen, and this is talking after the fact that it happened. But this guy was young, prospect, super high prospect, and I was high on him. I still think he's very good, Why you give him C-Rod in this UFC debut?
They thought it's sink or swim, but I just think that it's not good to give him such a hard fight. Looking back now,
you give Paddy Pimblett fucking 3 layup fights when he come in the UFC, and you give a guy like Bashi who is like 10 years younger almost. You give him like C-Rod. It's like, and I know C-Rod is young as well, but still he has a lot of experience. I think. I mean,
they could have given him some sort of scrub at 145, right?
Yeah, man, that's exactly, and they do that often. I mean, look what they do with Peyton Talbot besides the Simon fight, I would say.
I think I'll just say this. I think the UFC was high on him too. I mean, clearly, because they thought, like, hey, maybe he can beat this guy. Maybe he's really the real deal. Again, Marcel, he's young, right? But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the rankings right now, or just not the rankings, sorry, just the the roster. Like, they couldn't have given him someone like that Manolo Zucchini guy, someone like that, someone who's not good. Timothy Kuamba, someone who's 0-2. Eric Silva, that other Eric Silva, that guy, that old guy. Actually, they probably should give him that guy. Now that I think about it, he probably could have subbed him, right? So
I'm with Tristan. Give him Brandon Maradi, or something.
Sure. Well, he's got cut. I think he's
okay, maybe, but
someone like that, Yi Jia, someone like that, Connor Matthews, someone who's just like low ranked. It was too soon of a step up. Like, again, I picked him. I thought he'd win. He was wrong. I was wrong.
Yeah, me too. And I'm happy for C-Rod. He's a good dude.
Looked good, man. He had good stand up in this fight, and his sprawls were really impressive too. Like, second round, I think I kind of feel like he gave the round up. I thought he lost 2-1. I think it was 2-1. I think you said 3. You said 30-27 or 29-28?
No, 29-28.
That's what I thought. A lot of people were saying 30-27. I don't agree with that, guys. I think the second round, Bashi won that back, but the third round clearly lost it. I mean, he had no gas left. Going for those takedowns tires you out, right? It is a tough debut. They couldn't do someone, worse. Jitters, maybe a little bit, yeah. That's the other thing too. He was fighting mostly at bantamweight on the regional scene. Then he went to 145 for the contender fight against that guy, that Davey Ramos guy. So, yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, can he go back to 135? Maybe, but he's also growing in his frame. They're going to have cutting C-Rod. I don't think so. I mean, he's making weight now at 145. I think they'll keep him for a bit. Moise thinks he's a fraud. I mean, it was it a fraud check? Kind of. I mean, he was a big favorite to win, man.
I mean, I still don't see C-Rod as a bad fighter. So
I know we talked about that. Like when like Joe Piper fought Hermanson, and you're like, no, because Hermanson's good, right? Fraud checks when it's like a bad fighter that you lose to, kind of, right?
Yeah,
that's not a fraud check. So I don't know. I'm not sure. C-Rod's a pretty good fighter. I don't know, man. I mean, I think the card was good. I mean, you could question some of the stuff about the UFC, but
it's an actual fraud check. Rebellas to Spain against Austin Lane.
Yeah,
it's an actual fraud check.
Oh, 100%. What's up, Chris? Glad to have you, man. Yeah, that was a 135. I mean, 145. He's made weight so far, I think. Right? He's only fought he's made weight. I think all his fights at 145.
I'm not sure. Maybe one not, but you should check. Maybe
I'll check right now. I don't want to be wrong and someone go after me. Let me check. I don't like being wrong. I'm wrong quite often, but Cameron Simon was at 135. Yeah, and then the fight with Rosas 135. No, he hasn't missed weight. He did against Reyes too. That was 135. So he missed weight 3 times at bantamweight, which is horrible. I mean, honestly, he probably shouldn't be in the UFC because he missed weight 3 times. I love the NFL too, dude. I mean, you can like both sports. I mean, I watch them all. I watch NFL every Sunday. So I get what you're saying, but I mean, I love them both. The difference is, I mean, if the UFC paid better, they would have some of those NFL athletes in the UFC. They don't pay that. Like, if you make it in the UFC, if you make it to the star level, yeah, you get paid well, Marcel. But again, some of these guys are, the contender guys. What is it, 12-12? Is that
they have a side jobs,
Most of these guys have another job on the side. Do you guys think they do in the future? Use the future prospects? It just depends on the prospect. They thought he was like legit, and they gave him a tough fight. Wong Tong. That's
he means fraud. Yeah, he means fraud check.
Fraud check. I think Gabriel Fernandez is pretty good, but yeah, it wasn't a great look.
Also, she was at the feeling winning the whole fight until she wasn't.
Happens. So yeah. Darts athletes. I watched that match. I don't watch a lot of darts, but if it's on like Twitter, if it's trending, I'll watch it.
What did you watch?
Some guy got like what is it, 180 like a few times. Then he did like the 501 thing. I think he darts.
Yeah, I know, but what did you watch?
I don't know. It was like some guy. Like I don't fucking know the guy's name.
Jeez, dude.
If someone knows the guy's name, like it was trending last week. Some dude shot like 501. Crowds for those darts matches are like bigger than UFC crowds. You have a lot to learn about darts. I probably do, Paul, but I'll be honest with you, man. There's other sports I like more. So, but I know that you love it, dude. And you know what? I could teach you a thing or two about 10-pin bowling, but I'm sure you don't care. So we'll beg to differ on that one, my friend. All right. And someone told me his name. You guys keep saying you know anything about this dude. What's the guy's fucking name? This is horrible showing.
Are you talking about?
I don't care about it, man.
Are you talking about Luke Littler or something?
Maybe that's the guy's name. You guys aren't telling me the guy's name, and you're bashing me because I don't know the dude's name.
No, but I ask you, did you watch a final? Did you watch a semi?
I just watched it on Twitter, like whatever it was. I just saw that, like the 2-minute thing. That's all I watched.
Okay.
I'm not going to watch a darts match. Sorry, guys. I mean, I have so many other sports to watch. I watch the NFL. Paul, you don't know jack shit about the NFL, I'm guessing, right? Like that's my guess. Again, not. Hey, I just want to know the guy's name. What's his name? Is that his name? Luke Littler?
Yeah, I think that's the guy you're referring to. I would think.
I said isn't it a 501? Isn't that when they get like they do perfect? Is that what it's called? Or,
no, 180 is like that's the most you can score in one, but that's not like, how do you say that? That's not special or something, anymore.
I think it is 501. Am I right, guys? I mean,
you start from 501.
Yeah, I know, but you can do it perfectly. Like that's what I think.
And that's a $9.
But again, no one's told me the guy's name, so apparently all you guys are experts on darts, but you don't know the guy I'm talking about. So there you go.
I mean, there were two nine darters in the World Championship, so I don't know which one you saw.
I think maybe I saw both. All right, let's get off darts because I'm kind of with True in that I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess it's a sport, but yeah. I mean, again, you guys want to talk about 10-pin bowling? I mean, I could definitely school you a bit on that.
I mean, it's difficult to call it a sport if you see how the athletes look. It's mean,
we drink beer would also, like when you can you drink beer
we would also.
Play? Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, it's back in the day they drank a lot of beer during their playing.
They still do it right now?
No, it's like it's pretty. Maybe they do some, but a lot of guys don't do that anymore. So it's like a typical like English pub sport actually, and it just went big,
Again, man, like here's the thing, like you guys gotta understand, like I mean, I'm not like people do play it here, but like it's not even close to being a what it would be in like England where Paul's from or some of the other guys,
You guys have one world champion, I think, in darts, or
I don't know, man. Like I said, I follow other sports, so yeah. Anyways, let's get back to the card. I think, opening main card bout, Puna Soriano just destroys Eros Medic. 31 seconds, I should say. Nasty knockout. I think he should have got a bonus. What did you think?
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah,
crazy. Like I would have given him the bonus and not Chris Curtis. I almost feel like Chris got one because he's been bitching about the stoppage. It was a great fight. I mean, I don't have a problem with the fight tonight, but I think Puna got robbed, kind of, man. He should have got a bonus, dude. Amazing knockout. Puna looks like a beast at 170, right?
Yeah, good for him, man. I mean,
amazing.
Puna is a good dude as well. I don't know if you saw the clip where he was like in the pub afterwards, and he's like to the guy like, "I was there a couple of hours ago" or something when he was pointing at the Ponzinibbio Harris fight. Yeah, good for him, man. Good knockout. I picked Medic because I thought that was a little bit more safe, but I knew Puna has the knockout power to get the finish, so I wasn't surprised by the knockout. A good win for him, man. Happy for the dude.
I think this is a big win for him too, because like he knocked him out cold, and also he had that really dominant win over Baeza, who's obviously not on the UFC, but still it was a nice win. I think I don't know if he'll get him a rank guy, but he should give him someone that's top 25, I would think, right? Something like that.
Who would you match him up with?
Looking at the roster right now. Tough one.
Chaos Williams.
Yeah, that'd be a great fight. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny I don't know if you look at the Wikipedia, they have them back to back on the list.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And then Chaos, yeah. By the way, they have Wellington Turman listed. Isn't he cut? I thought he got cut.
I haven't seen him for a long time, man. So I have no idea.
The beef Wellington.
Yeah, beef Wellington. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I think any of these fights, like there's a lot of Randy Brown would be probably a good fight too. That would be a fun one. Dalby, someone like that. I don't know, something like that. You guys know a lot about me. All right, a couple other comments. I mean, Pino's looked amazing. They outlawed beverages. Okay, fair enough. I mean, pro bowling, they don't let them drink beer. You can do it at the rec leagues, though. Obviously, would you ever do professional bowling? No, I'm not good enough. Not even close, dude. I'm in 2 leagues right now. I've been playing in the league for about seven years, I think now. I mean, we took some time off during COVID, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good. My average is 200. I'm not amazing. I have 2 300 games, so I've shot 2 perfect games, but it's been like 6 years before COVID. I was better before COVID, I think. I kind of got not as great after I took 2 years off, right, basically. So I'm still not bad, though. My average is like 200. It's not bad. What is Medic doing taking a fight versus a former middleweight? Yeah, looking back, I mean, I thought Medic would win, to be honest, but I also wasn't like 100% confident. I mean, I think Puna's I've always liked Puna, man. I've always liked him, Marcel. I think he's hilarious. Also, remember that thing where he had that what was it on Instagram? He had like him and Eric Nixick. He had that monster, and he's like, "I want a monster facial." Remember that? Did you see that? Yeah. It was so funny. Marcel knows what I'm talking about. Marcel loves that shit. What's up, Blake? Weston Wilson, T-Rod. I mean, I guess they could do that. Pro bowlers average 280. They don't average that high. The highest average of all time was like 260, I think, or something. But the pro guys average like 250 probably. I mean, that's on a house shot though. That's the thing. Like now I'm teaching you guys about bowling. Like they put like oil in the lanes basically that like dictates how the ball will roll down the lanes towards the pins. In the leagues that like I'm in, for instance, like they make it kind of like it's called like recreational league. So they try to make it I wouldn't say easy, but they try to make you strike more. Then when you play on like these like professional leagues, like it's really difficult. It's super, super hard to strike. Like the guys that are on the pro TV, like they're very good. They basically are like perfect. No, true. Like there's no one that's averaged 280 before. I know this because I know quite a bit. The highest average of all time is, God, I can't remember the guy's name now. I think he was from Florida. Let me check his name. Jeff Carter, 261. That was in 2000 and 2001. That is the highest of all time. Again, there's guys that average 250, and that's insane. I mean, you're basically striking every shot, you know.
By the way, Octagon.
Yeah, no, true. No.
I don't know who you are, but one of your best friends told me that you collect rainbow flags. So good luck with that.
Me?
No Octagon updates.
Again, true. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can look it up. You can Google it yourself. You don't believe me, so just Google it. You're you know. I mean, these guys are good. Don't get me wrong. Because the thing is, again, they know the alleys well. But again, the highest of all time is 261. Jeff Carter, which is an amazing average. I mean, again, but the thing is, like, you know, these guys they could probably do even better if they wanted. But yeah, some of these guys are so good. House shot, you have like 10 board. Yeah, West Coast was what I'm talking about. You're right. You know. All right. Remember when UFC was having up Dusko and Puna? Yeah, they were. 261. Hey, Zach. Zach. By the way, there's that guy, Zach. That's the guy that broke the news today for UFC 311, Marcel. There's that guy. And I think, didn't Octagon update break the other fight, if I'm not mistaken? The fight? Or no?
Who?
Was that him? Bogdan Duskov? Did the Octagon
No, that was Alex. That was Behunin.
Oh, Alex broke it? Okay, my bad. Oops. But still, I saw Octagon tweet about it. All right, let's get back to the card. Let's go through the prelims here. That was the main card. Main card was great. Prelims, I picked this upset too, Marcel. Felipe Bunes submits Jose Johnson. Yeah, I mean, Johnson's not good. Like, he's going to get cut. He's 1-3 in the UFC. He's getting cut for sure.
And he missed weight. Bad look all around.
There's two guys that missed weight. We'll talk about the other guy in a second. Bunes, I mean, he pretty much saves his job, right? If he lost, he probably would have been cut too. But yeah, nice submission. No bonus. It's too bad. There were so many finishes. I think he could have got a bonus, you know? There's a different card with less finishes, but it was nasty. And he did that thing, that Dragon Ball Z thing at the end, Marcel. He's like doing that.
What in the Carlston
or whatever. It's a Street Fighter. I can't remember what it is now. Is it a Street Fighter? Is that what it was? Or Dragon Ball Z? You know when he's going like that, he did that thing.
Yeah, Carlos Newton did that as well.
Right? He also did that. Also, the other guy. What was the other guy that did it? There was that crazy kick. Was it Shane Campbell?
Shane Campbell, yeah, Canadian.
That was so amazing. I don't know if you guys have seen that knockout. I can't remember who he knocked out now.
Was it PFL of WSOF back then, right?
I think it was WSOF, and it was WSOF. I'm going to check the guy right now. It was Derek Boyle. Yeah, that was the guy. I think that's the knockout. That's what actually got him in the UFC, Marcel. Mm-hmm. He knocked the dude down, and when the guy was like lying there in pain, he like went like this to him. It was so cool. It was so fucking cool. I thought it was amazing. I mean, I wish more guys did that. I thought it was like, it's just like he like bitch slapped the dude basically with that. It was awesome. Thanks, Tristan. Appreciate it, man. I thought that was a good matchup for the dude. You know, better grappler. Again, Jose Johnson, terrible grappler, Marcel. You know, gets taken down every fight. I don't think he was technically taken down in this fight, but gets subbed. I'm not gonna lie. There was I was kind of rooting against the guy. I'll just say that. I was rooting against him. I was hoping he was going to lose too. The whole thing with the child support thing. I don't know if you saw that.
No. What was it?
There was what's the guy's name? John Nash. Is that his name? You know the guy on Twitter? He tweeted something about. There was a thing. It's on YouTube. You guys can watch it. They were talking about him and listen, like, I get it. You know, people have kids in different relationships, but there was a court case you could actually watch it on YouTube, and like some girl that he has a kid with, like he's not paying child support, and as a single dad that pays child support, I fucking hate these guys that don't pay child support. So yeah, I mean, I didn't talk about it last week on the show because I didn't want it to even affect my pick, but deep down inside, I was like, I hope this guy doesn't win, even though I guess it would have been a good thing because he would have had more money to pay it. But
I mean, I don't know what happened, so
it's on YouTube. You can watch the court case. It's an actual court case. Basically, what happened was this woman who apparently had a kid with, you know, I should say allegedly, but she said she has a paternity test for it or whatever. But she just said like he's not paying his child support. He blocked me on everywhere. He won't see his kid. And he owes me money, and because again, it's not he owes the lady money. It's the money's for the kid, really. But the judge was saying this is why John Nash tweeted. He was like, the judge was like, okay, we need to subpoena the UFC and get how much he's actually making because they don't release the numbers. And John Nash was like, yeah, the UFC's not going to do that. So They're not going to do that. They don't let you see how much they're making. I'm going to pull it up here because I don't want someone saying that you're making bullshit up because I'm not. I'm just going to pull it up. 1 second. 1 second, guys. I saw this a few months ago. It just bothered me. You know, this is the kind of stuff that bothers you deep down. But I don't know where it is. I'd have to. I mean, John Nash has it on his Twitter. Just give me a second. Can you talk while I look for it?
Yeah, sure, man. I mean, let me see. I can't even go.
Just talk about the fight.
Oh, about the fight. Yeah, I mean, it was a good finish by Bunas, man. It didn't look like it from the start, but he tried already for the armbar once, and the second time he got it. Yeah, good win for him, man. He needed it. It was like 1 year after his debut, where he lost to Josh Van. Same place, right? Yeah, good for him, man. He needed it, and he got the win. Yeah, and like you said, for Johnson, might be his last one. I hope not for him, but I mean, he missed weight, and he lost.
Here it is. I found it. Yeah. I'll just show it to you guys, just because I don't want someone saying making stuff up. Here. Here, they're saying this. Dad's a UFC fighter, earned between $10,000 and $30,000 a fight, child support court. Unsure about dad's income. I mean, I saw this a few months ago. It just bothered me. You know what I mean? You guys are welcome to watch it, but if you read the comments, I mean, it's not. I mean, listen. It's. I'm sure the lady's not in the right, 100% either, man. I get that, but you got to pay your child support. That's all I'm going to say. So it was something that deep down inside kind of bothered me myself. But again, I made the pick because of the ground game, and I think he's going to get released anyways. 1-3 in the UFC, But I hope he mans up and does what's best for the kids. That's all I'm going to say about that. I don't think he's a bad person necessarily. Just you got to do what's best for the children. Mo Miller, yeah, remember that. Venus Elliott, sure, they could do that fight. Where is Tim Elliott? I don't know. We haven't seen him fight in a while. It's been a while, eh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Last time was against Sumudachi, right? Or did he? One more.
I think so. I mean, it's been out for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go to the next fight. Here. Excuse me. It was. Okay, back to the list. Okay, Marco Tulio defeats Ihor Potieria. Another nasty knockout. No bonus for him either. No surprise, I guess you could say. Because, I mean, he was like minus 600, so no surprise. And also, Ihor is not very good. It was a nasty knockout. You know what's funny? Ihor has that tattoo of Jesus on his chest, where Jesus is like this. When he got knocked out, it looked like his tattoo when he got knocked out on the ground. Marco is dating Norma Dumont. Did you know this?
I saw a picture of them before, but I didn't know they were dating.
Bro, I thought she was with another guy. I could have sworn she had another boyfriend.
Yeah.
So she's not with him. She's with Marco. So Marco, he's winning in life. I'll just do that, Marcel. He's winning because Norma's, she's
good for him, man.
Better looking fighters. Yeah, I mean, good for this guy. Gets the win. Gets to go home with Norma after. It's a good night for him, Marcel. Didn't get the $50K, but still a good night, right?
Yeah, man, good for him. I mean, he looked good. And what the hell, man? Potiria's 0-4 against Brazilians since beating Shogun. So, I don't think they keep him around, but we'll see. I think he got an extra fight because of the bullshit that referee pulled in the Almeida fight last time. But this wasn't a good fight for him. Tulio won. Good win. We'll see, man, where Tulio goes from here, because Potieria is not like anything next level. So,
yep. I think he's getting released. The link was that for the court case? Yeah, I have it up here. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like you guys can make your own judgment. They said he has 8 kids, that Johnson guy. 8 kids, Marcel. It's a lot of children. He's going to have his own football team soon. What's the other guy? Nico Price. He's got how many kids does he have? 6.
6. What about
right?
Yeah,
or Alex Oliveira. He's got 20 kids, doesn't he?
I think he had 11 kids with 11 different women. On
the same street, right? Isn't that the story?
Yeah. I mean, probably.
Listen, it's funny to think about.
Bro,
yeah, go ahead.
I mean, condom's probably hard to get there, So it's
it's funny to think about, but at the same time, as a single dad with a young kid, it's heartbreaking too, dude. Honestly, because I think every child really deserves to grow up with a dad and a mom. I mean, you have a dad and a mom, A lot of you guys, maybe you're, have a dad and a mom, but a lot of you guys probably don't have a dad and a mom. It's just, I feel like every child deserves that, regardless. So it's tough. It's a tough situation. All I'm going to say is, like, if you're an adult, you got to make adult decisions, and if you're gonna have unprotected sex and have a kid, you got to man up or a woman up, whatever you want to say.
I'd say every child deserves a dad and a mom, but not every dad and a mom deserves a child. I would always say.
I mean, I've heard that quote, and I completely agree with it. I mean, we're getting philosophical here, Marcel.
No, I don't know, but that's what I think.
Anyways, Tulio, though, nice win, middleweight win. Yeah, we'll see what they do with him next. I was just thinking, like, yeah, I was thinking, Marcel, maybe they could do Razak Al Hassan, and I guess they could do him and Pateria. The loser gets cut. Could they do that?
No, please.
Ehud just get cut. Ehud's just getting cut, isn't he? Yeah. He did get low blowed again, though. I kind of feel bad for this dude. The last couple of fights, he's getting low blowed, and fucking that last ref with that fence with the breaking up the fight against the fence?
That was an absolute idiot. That ref.
Dave Selchit. I can't remember his name. How to pronounce it?
I don't want to remember his name.
He was a really, really shitty ref. I think they weren't they joking about it in this fight, like Dominic Cruz?
Yeah.
By the way, didn't Cruz? It's just mirrored. He looked like a little kid standing next to the other guys when they were showing it. Like the three of them.
Yeah.
He looked like a little kid, dude. he combed his hair and everything. He looked like a child, man. Apparently, Dominic's fighting Rob Font. That's his last fight. That's the rumor. Is that true?
Yeah, he said that.
I'm surprised that'd be his last fight. I thought they would do him and Henry Cejudo with the rematch.
For me, it doesn't make sense to fight Rob Font as your last fight.
It's so weird, right? Like, I guess it's a winnable fight. Rob is, on the decline probably, but Rob lost to Rob didn't he beat Kyler Phillips?
Rob Font. Yeah, he beat Kyler Phillips.
What am I talking about? No, that was a great win. Was that the last fight? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was his last fight.
Before that, he lost 4 or 5. Yeah, I'm looking right now. That was a surprising win. He was a huge dog in that fight. So
let's hope we never find out, Antoine.
Yeah, Cruz probably ends up winning though. Jaron Villal is. I mean, I can't remember what fight it was, but didn't they have like a talking to him last year? Was it a fight with judge? I can't remember if the judges or refed it. Is it judging?
You got bad judges and bad referees. He's both.
What's his name? Damon Martin, my cousin? No, I'm kidding. He's not. He's not actually my cousin. Everyone just jokes about it. He hates Jaron. He's always tweeting about him. He's like, damn it, this guy. And the fight, I think it was Danny Barlow and Nikolai Veretennikov. He scored at 327 for Nikolai. That was the fight where they went and talked to him after. I believe. I could be wrong, but I think it was. Because it was just such a bad scorecard, Marcel. It's actually funny. I'm looking at his scorecards. Like, they haven't been that bad lately, but he's had some bad ones in the past. He mostly does Bellator. Keep him in Bellator, whatever it's called. I don't even think they have Bellator now, do they? They probably don't even have it.
Hard to keep track. I don't know.
Paul wants fights where they can't get his legs kicked out. Yeah. I would have thought they were going to do Cejudo and Dom too. I think that would have made more sense. I don't mind the fight.
Cruz Aldo.
Cejudo and Yadong though. Yeah, or that too. That would make more sense. Yeah, he'll probably fight in Brazil. I think it's May. I think that's when they go back usually. So,
or Bautista against Cruz and make Bautista piss even more people off.
Well, yeah. I mean, the fact that they're booking these guys and Bautista's still waiting around, like the UFC wasn't happy with that fight. They wanted Aldo to win.
I mean, he did what he had to do. So
he did. I still think they could do Aldo and O'Malley. I think that's what they want to do. I think they can still do that fight, even though he lost. Like so did Sean, so they can do the fight. By the way, I watch like quite a bit of YouTube and stuff while I'm doing my work. It's in the background. There's this guy's name's like, I think it's called That Was Epic. You know this guy on YouTube? He's this YouTube guy. I think it's called That. His name is That Was Epic. His name's Juan. He's a YouTube guy. So he does pranks and stuff, and he does a lot of charity stuff too. Sean O'Malley's one of his boys. So Sean and him, I think they did one where they were like they faked dropping a bong or something in a bong shop. It was kind of funny. I think that's what it was. But anyways, this guy's cool. So he's Sean's boy, but they're from Phoenix, right? I was just watching a video today where he like goes to the gas station and pays $10,000 worth of gas so everyone can fill up for free. And like all these people were there, and it was awesome. So he's Sean's boy. It's just cool that there's that connection. He's a really cool dude. He's like a Mr. Beast, but not at that level. You know who Mr. Beast is? That guy?
I have no idea.
Okay, he's like this YouTube guy that he's the most famous YouTuber. I mean,
I don't watch these people, dude. I have no idea.
I don't watch his videos either, to be honest with you guys. But like, I know who he is. Like, he's the most famous guy on YouTube. He basically is like I think he's probably, I don't know if he's a billionaire at this point, but He just gives away money. Basically, that's what he does. So I'm sure some of the guys in the chat know who he is. Henry's rooting. Is he rooting his legacy? No, probably not. I don't think he's rooting his legacy. He's still one of the better fighters. Like, will he be a Hall of Famer? I mean, was he a 2-division champion? Is he not? Henry Cejudo?
Yeah. He even defended both belts as well.
He'll probably be in the Hall of Fame one day, guys. I mean, he's a 2-division champ. I think they'll all go in, to be honest with you, all the 2-division champs. Although, that whole thing with the 2-division champs holding up the other division sucks. But yeah. Let's go to the next fight here. Thiago Moises defeats Trey Ogden. This is probably one of the weaker fights in the card, I would say, Marcel. But yeah, I mean, Trey won the first round, looked good, and then Thiago took over with the grappling. Good for Thiago. Gets the win. I was wrong about this one. I did pick Trey as a dog. I was wrong. But any thoughts quickly?
Yeah, man, Trey got injured also, I think, at the end of the second round, I think. But at the same time, listen, man, for Moises, this was the fight. He needed to grapple, and he, my opinion, and finally he reminded himself in the second round that he needed to grapple there. And he actually easily got to win in the second and third round. First round was like Ogden did really, really well, I think. Yeah, I mean, it actually, I expected Moises to do this in the first round as well. But he started in the second round. If he didn't start in the second round, he would have lost probably. So, yeah, it's a win for Moises. Wasn't spectacular by any means, but it was a win.
By the way, True, I got your DM. I just sent you a response to it, man. Again, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. That's all I'm going to say.
Sorry?
True, I guess I'm talking to True. True. He sent me a DM about the bowling thing. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's go back to the card. Jacoby Smith knocks out Preston Parsons. I mean, the thing is, Preston Parsons is getting cut, right? So
probably, yeah.
Yeah, a weak knockout. I think even like they told him, like, if you don't take this fight, you're getting cut. Terrible matchup for him. Jacoby Smith gets the knockout debut. Nasty knockout. Again, too many finishes. He didn't get a bonus, but
he went from a super winnable fight to a super difficult fight. Actually, in my opinion, I don't say he would win against Gustafsson, but it was more winnable.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sure about that fight with Gustafsson. I was going to pick Gustafsson, I think, but I think we did pick him actually. But I wasn't 100% sure. Yeah. I'm just True. Can you message me after, Dan? What's this guy doing right now?
Yeah, True, man. Shut the fuck up,
doing,
dude.
Bro? I'm trying to do this podcast. We'll talk about it after, okay? Send me a DM after and remind me, okay? Okay, let's go back to the card. Ernesto Carrascote defeats Nicole Cagliari. Split decision. I thought Ernesto won. The scorecards were a little weird for this fight. How did you score, by the way? Who did you have winning?
I thought Ernesto clearly won, actually.
Yeah, same here. I was surprised. And Mike Bell actually had the outlier scorecard. So how did you have the first two rounds or the second and third round? How did you have it?
It's a good question. I don't think I scored a round for Cagliari, to be honest.
All three? Okay. I had the first two for Carrascote. The third round.
The third Cagliari had better moments in the last minutes of the third round. I could see that going to her the third round.
Yeah, but the judges saw it differently. So Mike Bell had it 2-1 for Cagliari, which I don't agree with. Sal Diamato had the first round for Cagliari and the second and third for Carrascote. And then Ron McCarthy, who actually had the same scorecard as me, first two for Carrascote, third round for Cagliari. So it was a close fight, but I actually think Ron McCarthy had the right scorecard. I don't know what you guys thought. You guys can, throw it in there. Let me know. I only looked because my phone lit up. I actually have it right here. It's charging beside me, so it lit up, and I'm like, who sent this long message about bowling to me? And I'm going to respond because it's about my sport. It was a pretty close fight, but I think Ernesto won the fight. I think they got it right.
Yeah.
Was she worth -200? I don't know, but she ended up winning. So she didn't cover the spread though.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Magomed Gajisulov gets
fight of the night.
Here's a fraud check. Is this a fraud check? I'd say so.
Possible.
Yeah, it's a fraud check. This guy was undefeated. They were hyping him up. This guy is not good. Bruno Lopez gets the decision win. I don't think Bruno's great either, man, but he did what he had to do. His smart game plan. Really shitty fight. I know you hated this fight. You hated it, right?
It's a horrible fight, man. I mean, what can I say?
It was really just fence pushing. I mean, I don't blame the guy for doing what he had to do to win, get his bonus, but
I hate fights like
fans with this. You're not making fans either. Gajisulov looked terrible though, man. He gassed out so bad. He looked like shit. I think he got fraud checked. I would say this is a fraud check. I don't know what you guys think. I thought it was.
To be really honest, I haven't been impressed by Magomed at all so far,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he was undefeated, but he fought fucking Medina in Contender Series, and he fought Ribeiro,
And that was
who
a
was,
pretty close fight too.
yeah, Ribeiro did well in the third round, So, I mean,
Yeah,
I wasn't really, and I thought like he probably can win this fight also by decision again,
yeah, me
but
too. It
yeah.
was terrible, bad performance for sure. So just a terrible fight. Oh, nice bet, Tristan. I mean, I was wrong with this one. This is one of the ones I got wrong. The one that didn't bet Lopez enjoy the fight, I would say probably not. But if you did bet on Lopez, you probably like the fight. To be honest with you, you're like, yes,
Yeah.
keep doing this, keep pushing against the fence. You're probably loving it. Disappointing Gaji. It's a guy who managed to survive 3 against Jose. I know, dude. He went to the decision with the GOAT Jose Medina. But again, the fact he didn't finish Medina Marcel, that probably should have shown us that this guy's not that good. Next fight here for Team McCline. Great performance here against Victoria Dudikova, who slapped her coach after the fight. But yeah, Fatima she looked great. I mean, she really did look great in this fight. I was questioning that line. It was like minus 800 or something. It was pretty long, but
it was justified.
It was. She ended up dominating the fight, I think. I mean, I think Victoria had a couple takedowns, but as soon as she got them down, Fatima would work for the reversal, get back up, and switch positions.
It was so really weird. Weird by the corner of Victoria. They keep saying like you should go for the takedown. And I was like,
yeah, it was just
why? She's out.
Bad coaching, bad performance. There's everything bad about Victoria. If I'm Victoria, I'm leaving right or whatever. We talked about last week. We're like, is she at that camp with the Illy and them? I don't think she is, but if she is, then she needs to leave. She needs a new camp.
I mean, she did audition for Power Slap after the fight, so I mean,
Dana's like, let's go sign her up. 2-2 in the UFC. She's young. She'll probably get another fight, but I'm not impressed, dude. I'm going to be honest with you. And even that fight with Jinyu Fry that she did win wasn't the best. And then the other fight with Estela Nunez was an injury. So
she had that ass rash against Jinyu Fry, right?
I would almost say she got protected against Sam Hughes in her last fight. That's when we kind of knew she wasn't that good. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, but I don't want to cut Sam Hughes too short here, man, because Sam Hughes is pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, she beat Anne-Marie too.
Yeah.
Very good, I think. So, yeah, Sam Hughes is, you know what? Here's the thing, Marcel. If you have good wrestling and good cardio, you can actually win a lot of fights in the UFC, especially in the women's strawweight division. So, Gaji Sulov? Yeah. Gaji haven't decided. Everyone kept saying, like, is he Russian? Is he Dagestani? They're like, no. He's not one of us. He's his wrestling is terrible, that guy. I don't know what was going on in that fight. It was I thought he would have the wrestling advantage, Marcel. I was so wrong about that.
Yeah.
Because I gotta be honest, I was like on the feed, like maybe he'll get clipped, but I didn't expect him to get pushed against the fence so easily. All right, last fight. Miguel Aliev against Joe Selecki. I know you didn't like this fight. It wasn't the most fun fight to watch. Basically, it was Aliev just dominating from top control for the most part. Last 30 seconds of the fight, Joe Selecki got mount, started raining down punches and elbows way too late. Bad fight.
Clear win.
I will give Aliev, though, some slack because he hasn't fought in 2 years. That's the only reason I'm giving him slack. But it wasn't a great performance, and I'm kind of like not so sure about this guy. I don't think his cardio was the best, man.
I think that's a problem too. Yeah, but it was a clear win. So we'll see what's next. But I'm also not super convinced.
Yeah, it wasn't a great performance, but he got the win. All right, overall, I mean, it was a good card. Like I said, I gave it 8. Marcel said, I think you said 7.5. So yeah, it was a good card. Like some of these early prelims were not the best, but as the card went on, man, it was fucking great. The main card was exceptional, I think. So I enjoyed the card.
We also said last week, the right fights are on the main card.
Yeah, they got the boner to right. We'll give them credit for that one, Marcel, because usually they
it doesn't happen often.
And there was no heavyweight fight. There was no heavyweight fights in this card.
Yeah, bro, I really wonder what they're gonna put on the pay-per-view of Australia, man. I really wonder.
That card does not look good. I'll say that right now. I mean, it's top heavy. There's a couple of good fights, and then does Joe get cut? I think he's gonna get cut. I think from this card, and I'm not trying to.
But they took it on short notice at the same time, so maybe give him one more.
Yeah, what's his record? Let me check. I think he's 5-4 in the UFC. He's lost 3 straight. Maybe he gets one more. Maybe, but
yeah.
He's a maybe. I would say probably gets cut. Dudikova probably gets another fight. I'm looking through the card. Preston Parsons, I think, gets cut. He's 2-4 in the UFC. He's getting cut, I think. Ogden, I think, is safe. Pateria, I'm pretty sure Ehor gets cut.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Dudikova.
2 and 6. 2 and 6 is not good.
Dudikova gets one more, I think.
She's gonna get one more.
It's a girl, so
Ogden gets another one. Jose Johnson, I think, gets cut. Marcel 1 and 3. I think he gets cut. Managed is safe. Baji's safe. Curse is safe. I think they gave Razakos on another fight, even though he's been losing. And then the other fights are, they're all safe. So, yeah, I would say that on this card, you probably see like 3 or 4 fighters get cut. And then we'll talk about the next card in a few minutes. Or we're going to do UFC 311 previews. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about really quick before we get the 311 preview set up? Anything else you want to mention, Marcel, about this card? Or
no, good, dude.
Was there anything else we missed? I can't. I think we got everything right. All right, I think that's good. Anything else, guys? You want to send the last second question? We'll answer it before I get the new show ready to go. Let me know. I'll give you guys 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, no one's answering, so I'm just gonna end the podcast. All right, guys, we're gonna end it. We'll do the UFC 311 preview. We just hit an hour, so it's perfect timing. All right, Marcel. Let's get ready for that. I can't wait to talk about it, guys. UFC 311. Give me like 2 minutes, guys. I'll tweet it out. We'll see you guys in a minute. Thank you again. Appreciate it. Last question from Tristan, PFL question. Yeah, Usman's going to be the champ. Top one in a second. All right, bye.